Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming in such a big number for this very interactive session of CISA India. And please feel free even to criticize HTRI. We really need a good feedback. And whole day I'm going to sit on the back side. Thank you. Sippy ji, would you come to...
Thank you, Rajan. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm so honored. Welcome to this HTRI meet. All the heat exchange, I'm honored to be amongst so many heat exchanger enthusiasts. Well, they say I'm from the slide rule era, which is very true. I'm 68 years old, but 40 years of my life has gone in struggling with heat exchangers, shell and tube heat exchangers. It has been a big struggle because I think heat exchangers is a very, very difficult equipment. Well, I started a slide rule era, yes, that time Donald Kern, DQ Kern. Grandfather in those days, but he was the first to pioneer everything. I still remember that heat transfer book that I had with DQ Kern. The correlations, we used those correlations to design the heat exchangers. But what I did find out, because I have a dirty habit of sniffing around, I want to know how the heat exchanger has performed. In one particular case, when I used those correlations, my heat exchanger, it is overly safe design, let me tell you that. And the heat exchanger was 150% efficiency. What do? How do I leverage to optimize, to economize, to bring more profit to my company? I tried, but I failed. It's not that easy because sometimes it can be under-designed very easily. So there is no consistency. There was no consistency. And then I went and looked into Bell's Delaware. That outputs were much better. That was much later, of course. And then came the software. And then came HTRI, the platform we are on, and that has been really, really good. However, I think it's still not that easy to really predict a heat exchanger performance. What makes it so difficult? Is it the service that's high pressure and high temperature? I don't think so. That's not really it. It's whether the service is clean or dirty. It's the dirty service that gives us all the challenges. How do you really define the dirt? The dirt can be the sticky type, and it can be the type which will actually clean off the one that is sandy or granular form, abrasive, which can clean off the sticky ones. So how does one really know how to design the heat exchanger, how to optimize on this? Because normally what we do is very, very safe. But over the years, there's a lot of clogging that creates a lot of problem. So how do we do it? It is so similar to our body. The blood that goes through your arteries has dirt, which is cholesterol. And the cholesterol, as you know, is LDL and HDL. HDL is the one which is a scavenger which removes the sticky one. So it's quite similar. And our body is still a big mystery. Researchers and everybody has found out, but there are diseases which are countered, and yet another disease comes up. So what does one do? Which is the way we solve this problem? Well, the only way you really know your body is a man himself. We know our body more than the doctor does. And with the doctor's help, we can extract the maximum help and really do wonders for ourselves. So it's the same thing with the heat exchanger. It's the end user who has everything that we want. End user can really guide us. He will know the performance of the exchangers over the years. His data is the most important, which should be shared with everyone, the EPC, the manufacturers. If that data is shared, I think jointly as a team, we can really lick this problem. I don't know what else you want to know from me, because I don't prepare a speech. I don't even know how to talk my walk. But I've got experience. And let me put it this way. Let me go back to this subject to convince you. I don't think many of you are really convinced. But look at it this way. The cholesterol. The lipid profile versus the fouling factor. The ratio of HDL, or rather, total cholesterol to HDL is like, let's say, internal force to the viscous force, which is Reynolds number. Internal force to the viscous force is a Reynolds number. So look at the similarity. In the first case, a total cholesterol to this, the lower it is, the better it is for us. And in the second case, Reynolds number, if it is high, the flow is turbulent. Am I right, Rajan? Yes. So that's how we look at it, Well, I don't think I should say too much. Chota muh bari baat ho jayegi. So, because you see, I am not the person who, although I did a little bit of software, I did a lot. I used the correlations of Bell Delaware, and then I got some correlations which I thought in that bended area, you bend, because you see in my days the exchangers were, for dirty service, they were mainly floating head, because you have to take out the tube bundle from the shell to clean it up, so they were all floating head exchangers. Then came the time when the tubes were produced in long length. So the easiest way to make an exchanger which can be maintained, which can be cleaned, was the U-bundle one. So I said, what happens to the U-bundle area, the bend area? There has to be some correlation. I'm sure there will be some heat transfer there. Roughly it should be half. But I got this correlation from Dr. Sanjeev Maul and Dr. Prakash Patel of Princeton University. They were my friends. And I used that. And when I designed this exchanger for ONGC, it was a high pressure, high temperature. I found out, despite all the optimization that I did, the exchanger was still 115% efficiency, more than 100%. So, but that was a clean service. In the dirty service, you may get efficiencies very high, but maybe 3 months, 6 months down the line, it can really go down. I'm so sorry. So that's what it is. And I think I'll be able to answer more questions when there are questions. I'll be able to talk to you more. But on this note, I would say that if we team up together, we can definitely lick this problem. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. God bless.
PG, it was a very interesting discussion and sharing your experience. Thank you.